looking at a sensor light I bought at Harbor Freigh today. Had to go to the doctor this morning for a checkup. Had to do ultrasounds on my veins in my neck. So when we got out of there, we went to Harbor Freigh. Now I don't know if this is going to work for what I planned or not, but we're going to mess around with it and see if we can. It says it has a built-in motion sensor, automatically turns on the 6 bright LEDs and keeps them on until a minute after the last detected motion. Sensor can detect motion for up to 16 feet. The light has a power sensor, so it will only turn on in the dark. I wonder how we can override that light power sensor. Maybe it'll be dark enough up under the bird bath. I wouldn't bet on a bird feeder, I mean. I'll use these little Harbor Freigh batteries, but I wouldn't give you 2 cents for them. I started cutting on the package, but I didn't finish. I stopped to come out here in the daylight and read the directions. Let's pause the camera just a minute and let me fumble with getting this thing open. It's got a booklet or something sticking out. Maybe we can learn something about it. For better orientation and increased safety in the dark, reacts to movement automatically activated by an infrared sensor. All-in-one, no wiring necessary, ideal for garage cellar, 6 white LEDs, extremely low energy consumption. Now they had some more expensive motion lights down there, but I'm not going to go whole hog and invest a whole lot of money into dumb little bird feeder. This thing here was like, I don't know, $9 or $10. While I was at Harbor Freigh, I kind of got a kick out of them. The other day they sent me an email saying today was that they had a free bucket if you come in and spend more than $14.99 at their store. So I went in there and asked them where the motion lights were. And they told me aisle 7. I went over there and found them, looked and decided, okay, I'll take a chance and go ahead and get it. And I thought, well, I want a free bucket, and I don't have quite enough here to get $14.99. So I picked up a can of WD-40. Would you believe a good-sized can of WD-40 costs $11 and something? But a fella can always use some WD-40. Anyway, I went to the counter and I told the guy, I picked up a bucket and set it on the counter, and I said, how much? You got lids for these buckets? Yeah, we got lids for them. They're $3.99. I said, well, the bucket's free. He looked at me kind of funny and said, today's not free bucket day. And I said, I beg to differ with you. I got a coupon that says it is. And I whipped out my cell phone, had a coupon. I did a screenshot of it on my cell phone, and all he had to do was scan my telephone. Oh, okay, you got a coupon. I wouldn't lie to you, fella, I got a coupon. So I got one of their little free buckets, can of WD-40, and a motion sensor light that probably won't work for what I need. But let's check it out. Well, my friends, I got the batteries in there. Some of the springs want to go every which way. That don't want to close. How come that won't close? Batteries are down all the way. They asked me when I bought this thing Said I want the lifetime guarantee for $2.99. I told him no. Okay, no, it didn't go either. Acts like it broke. Okay, I just had to push real hard. I kind of wish this thing had an on-off switch instead of the light having a sensor in it. I'd rather have it coming on even during the day. Okay, now we got to get somewhere in the dark, see if it works, I guess. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. It has got a switch. Maybe I should have read the directions. Jimmy Walter's going to read the directions? Well, it depends on what language it's written in. I got a little carried away with the razor knife opening this thing. Mount. I don't want to mount it. The top of the detector has 3 position switch. The left turns on the 6 LEDs manually and stays on. The center position turns the LEDs off and stays off. The right position enables the auto feature. Any movement within the specified area turns the 6 LED lights on for 1 minute. 1 minute. It didn't say in the dark. It said a movement turns the light on for 1 minute. Let's just see. Alright, we want that button to go to the right. Okay, the light is on. As long as I'm sitting here shaking it too much, it's like movement, and it'll stay on. Let's just put it down. See if it goes off in 1 minute. Dum 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 dum. I need to put my shoes on and go see if it even does light up the bird feeder in the daylight. Might be done wasted $10. It would be worth the cost of new batteries if I had to change the batteries every day, if I can get bird videos, improved bird videos with this thing. I think 60 seconds ought to be up, but it didn't go off. Maybe I don't have the button in the right position. It says to the right, but it depends on which way you're facing when you move it to the right. Okay, now we've got something going on. Now the motion sensor ain't going to work in the daylight. Doggone it. Maybe I can fool the light sensor with a piece of tape. No, that's probably what detects the movement. Where is the light sensor? Well, let's go in the dark and see what happens. Step in here in the dark somewhere. Well, it does work in the dark. And that'll stay on for 60 seconds. Got a hunch it ain't gonna work on my bird feeder though. Well, it puts out some light too, son. Well, at least it might ought to work after it does start getting dark at night. That was my main time I want to video it, but I would like it if I could get some light in the bird feeder even in the daytime, due to the fact that it's covered. And now, the next project's figure how to mount it to the dish. I might get quite a bit of use out of them batteries before they get dead. I don't know. We got some kind of doohickey here. Maybe it's a magnet. See what that thing is. No, it ain't no magnet. It's got 2 screw holes in it. Okay, how would this... No, don't bother to read the instructions, Walter. That's too simple. Oh, here we go. I'm trying to make something complicated out of it. Let's see. Well, I had to fight with it to get that little bracket on there. But I can see right now that ain't going to be attachable to a satellite dish unless I drill holes in it for the... Well, it was so hard to get on there. You know you got to take it off once in a while to put the batteries in there. So it would be a real struggle to get it, fight it back off there. I got to find some other way to attach it to the satellite dish. Pull that down and take it off. It's a piece of nothing. Got to come up with some way to hold it up under that satellite dish, out of the way of the birds. Guess I could drill it. No, if I did zip ties, I still would have trouble getting it undone. I need a magnet or something. Glue a small magnet to it on. That's pretty heavy. It'd take a heck of a magnet. Anyway, we got to figure that part out. I got a kick out of these instructions here. I was reading that. Whoever wrote this must have had, I don't know what he had on his mind. A couple of the safety precautions does make a little sense, but some of them are downright stupid. Mount only in according with these instructions. Improper mounting can create hazards. If you don't mount it right, that big heavy thing is liable to fall off and break your toe. Maybe it'll fall on a dog's head and wake him up. Okay, instruction number 2. Wear approved safety goggles. Well, yeah, I wouldn't want to poke my eye out with a screwdriver when I was trying to put it up. Came with some of these little dooflunkers. You can stick it in the sheetrock and screw that little bracket on it. Say if you got it in a closet or somewhere, it would work good for that. Keep bystanders out of the area during mounting. Well, yeah, I wouldn't want them to get in my way and I'd trip and hurt myself trying to screw 2 screws. Step number 5, do not mount when tired or when under the influence of drugs or medication. I believe I could be 3 sheets to the wind and still figure how to screw a couple of screws into a bracket. This product is not a toy. Do not allow children to play with this item. Used for intended purposes only. Inspect before you use it. Do not use if parts are loose or damaged. Verify that installation service has no hidden utility lines. Well, that would make sense. We want to drill into electric wire. That one does make sense. Do not install old and new batteries together. Do not install alkaline, carbon, zinc, or rechargeable batteries together. Position batteries in a proper polarity. Do not use swollen or leaking batteries. Well, if it's a swollen or leaking battery and you use it, that's your dumbness. Maintain product labels and nameplates. These carry important safety information. If unreadable or missing, contact Harbor Freight for replacement. You won't get a replacement unless you pay the $2.99 fee they tried to charge me for warranty. It says read the entire instructions. Well, we read enough to keep me happy. Alright, get my shoes on to go out there and just see if by chance I can figure some way to stick this up there. Maybe a big hunk of bubble gum. Probably fall on some redbird's head and give him a concussion. Well, I'll get my shoes and try it. What the heck, we got nothing to lose. Just a few minutes of my time. Well, I looked in the garage, I found a long bungee cord. Bungee cord probably ain't gonna work anyway. I had some short bungee cords that I know would stretch tighter, but I don't know where they are. George, I could always take that screw off and put a rubber band around there. Would that hold it up? Still pretty heavy for a weak rubber band. Well, let's go park it and think about this motion light dilemma. Well, my friends, I didn't quite figure out today. Tired of fooling with it right now. But I'm going to come out with some way to solve this motion light dilemma. It's a kick out of going down the road without holding its handlebars. I can't quite come up with an attachment for up under the dish. But I believe I can make a little hanger basket out of a piece of wire. I got it pictured in my mind. It would just hang on the side of the satellite dish. I could walk out there and just hang it on the side of the satellite dish and bring it in every day. Motorcycle City here lately. Anyway, maybe you get a little kick out of this video about the motion light. I haven't got it attached, I ain't figured it out, but we're going to come up with something to tinker with. What kind of suggestions you got out there, viewers? Stick a big old wad of bubble gum on there? Maybe some Bondo. Drill some holes in the satellite dish and make a wire bracket to hold it. That would be the best. We certainly aren't going to get that done today. Say if that was pushed up, we would just have a square bracket hanging down to shove it into. That might work. Requires engineering on Walter's part. I better be careful though. According to the instructions, this thing is dangerous. I might drop it on my toe and fracture it or something. Thanks for listening.